And then, of course, the group match later on this week against the two home nations. Very much looking forward to England taking on Northern Ireland. Victoria.
It's literally another scorcher, isn't it?
Yes, and actually we could get some extreme heat into next weekend. I'll tell you more about that in a moment. Today, though, has a decent shout of being the hottest day of the year so far. Just in the last 20 minutes, Kew in Greater London, seen temperatures up to 31.8. So we're only 1 degree away from hitting that mark, and I think we probably will do this afternoon. 33, maybe even 34 degrees. And this time of the year, we can get maximum temperatures around 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, so quite late in the day. And it stays hot, really, through the rest of this week before temperatures really start to surge. Oh, it looks like we've got a bit of a gremlin, don't we? We will be back.
I'm really sorry, I don't know what's happening to the cameras, but Chris, keep talking because the cameras are coming right back to you.
Today's dead easy. You don't need a camera. We've got loads of sunshine across the country with the highest temperatures actually focused across the Midlands, parts of eastern England as well. 33 degrees. I think we might even sneak a 34. And after such a hot day, well, those temperatures, particularly across England and Wales, very slow to come down. So perhaps as you're heading to bed, 10 o'clock tonight, 25 in Birmingham, 23 in Cardiff, 26 degrees in London. So it will be quite an uncomfortable night for getting off to sleep. And then those temperatures will slowly ease down later on. Things really start to heat up as we go through the latter part of the week and into the weekend, when we could be looking at some extreme heat here in the UK. Now, there will be lots of sunshine, those temperatures rising into the 30s, the mid-30s, maybe even the high 30s for the second part of the weekend. And what's causing this surge in heat is very hot weather that's actually building right now across Spain and Portugal. These deeper orange colours you can see here get drawn northwards into parts of the UK, and that will really start to boost those temperatures, as I say, through the weekend or perhaps into next week. The UK's highest temperature on record is 38.7 degrees Celsius. It could be under threat. We are looking at some very, very hot weather building into next weekend, and you'll be hearing a lot more about that over the next few days, Victoria.
Hopefully with the right cameras as well. Thank you very much, Chris. Such a pro.
Good afternoon. It is already feeling very warm outside, but the temperature is set to get hotter through this afternoon. First thing down in Chelsea from weatherwatcher Nicholas, blue sky and sunshine, and there's more of the same through the afternoon. There's very little cloud. There's not a huge amount of wind, and temperatures getting up to 32 Celsius.
Back to our top story now and the extreme heat warning facing Londoners. Sally's still at the Splash Park in Barking. Sally, there are a lot of warnings around, but also people clearly wanting to enjoy themselves.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Rhea. There's so much noise here, I couldn't quite hear your question, but I'm going to tell you about this gorgeous place. They're having an absolute ball. The temperature's slightly dropped here, so I don't feel quite such an urge to whip everything off and jump in there, but I'll just test it for you. Oh yeah, no, that is, sorry, I went a bit closer than I meant to there. That is lovely and refreshing. And earlier I spoke to some of the parents and some of the kids about why they like it and their top tips to stay cool. Very relaxed sitting here. Are you enjoying yourself?
Indeed I am. It's so hot and this is such a lovely location to be in.
You look like you're on holiday.
It is a bit like being on a holiday. You know, the kids can run around in the splash park. You could just catch a moment to just watch them and enjoy the sun.
On a hot day we get to come here and have fun.
What's your top tip for people to stay cool as the weather gets hotter?
To get in the water.
Get in the water. Do you think I should get in there?
Yeah, it's very nice. I like to get there when it's very hot. Ice cream.
How many?
1.
Oh, very good girl. What's your top tip for staying cool?
To get wet.
What? Give me an example. Off you go. Joy. Ah, pure unadulterated joy. I actually got a little bit wetter than I intended there. Right, with me now is Monica, who owns this lovely splash park. Monica, first of all, how busy were you last weekend when it was the weekend just gone?
Packed, over 2,000 visitors and people still queuing at the gate. Extra sessions were added.
Okay, so this weekend with possibly record-breaking temperatures, busier?
We are ready. The bookings are already up and some of the days are already booked up, so don't wait, because we hate to turn people.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, do you ever get slightly excited when you look out and it's raining and you think, I can have a day off?
No, no, because the team absolutely love this place. I mean, a dream job. Come on, guys.
Oh, that's so lovely. But of course you had 2 years not doing it because of the pandemic or however long it was.
Yeah.
How much does this place mean to people living around here in Barking?
Well, I think this is the holiday spot. Now that people cannot travel so easily, especially for families, this is the place to come and have fun. And our job is to entertain.
Now, something bonkers is happening here, and this would only happen to me, isn't it? They are releasing a Splash Park single. Hello, what? Why?
I mean, the entertainment is part of our job, but this year Splashy will be the highlight of the season, and with Splashy come a single that's going to come out on the 1st of August. It involves all the team, it involves musicians, it involves dancers and all the local people. Stay tuned.
I love it. Did they ever get you wet, or have you learned how to avoid?
No, we get wet, we play, we dip in, we have fun.
Oh, listen, well, thank you so much, Monica.
You're welcome.
They are having a lovely time here. They've been very well behaved and no one's got me. So let's take a look at the forecast. We could have some tropical nights over the next few days where the temperatures go no lower than 20 degrees at night, so look out for them. Here's the forecast. Hello again. Well, I'm afraid to say, for those of you that don't like it, we've got a warm night to come, and then tomorrow, very warm, if not hot, in the sunshine, but there is a little bit more cloud around tomorrow. Let's take a look at this air mass chart. If you missed it earlier, we've got a cold front sinking south across us midweek, which will freshen things up a tiny bit, but then that warm air comes up from the south, with us probably getting the most extreme heat Sunday into Monday. We'll keep an eye on that and we'll let you know. Now into the middle of the week, you can see those temperatures coming down a little bit, but they are coming back up again for the weekend, both by day and by night. That's the weather. Here's the pollen. So those pollen levels are still high, I'm afraid. Grass and nettle pollen, also with some lime and sweet chestnut pollen chucked into the mix as well. From us all here at Barking Splash Park, stay cool. Awful, sorry.
Let's return to Alex Beresford and that amber weather warning for extreme heat. We could see some record-breaking temperatures, couldn't we, Alex?
You're right, Charlene. As we know, the Met Office are predicting that on Sunday and Monday, temperatures could well be in the mid to high 30s. The hottest temperature ever recorded here in the UK since records began back in 1910 is 37.8 degrees Celsius. Sorry, actually 38.7 degrees Celsius, and that was recorded back in 2019 on the 25th of July in Cambridge. We do know that there are some reports out there of 40 degrees Celsius. That's one record that we definitely won't be celebrating, and I hope we don't get there. But as you know, yes, we do have this extreme heat warning in place, amber, issued by the Met Office on Sunday. Probably will be extended into Monday as well, and obviously that does bring a real risk to life, particularly for people with underlying health conditions, respiratory conditions, and also for those of us that are also quite fit and healthy. Just being out in the sun, between the hours of 11 and 3 p.m. could also cause things like sunstroke, and also we could be at risk to drowning in open water. Lots of us feeling that we do need to go and cool off, so really take a heed over the next few days. Keep a watchful eye on the forecast, and of course I'll keep you updated as we head through the next few days. Well, the weather is going to stay pretty settled for much of the UK as we head through the course of this week. It will cool off through the middle part of this week, not cooling down probably enough, but temperatures will start to kind of peg back into the high 20s, maybe 27, 28 degrees Celsius will be our daytime high around midweek. But then, as we know, we are expecting it to get even hotter as we head into the latter part of the weekend, into the early part of next week. Darlene, that is it from the London Eye, where it has been a pretty fine evening, but as I say, people really do need to keep a watchful eye on the forecast as we head through the next few days to stay fit and healthy.
Absolutely, Alex, thank you.
Let me just have a quick look at what's going on at Westminster right now this evening. And it's been a gloriously sunny day in London, and the sky is still very bright. But the point of this is that we still don't have the timetable for the election of the new Tory leader, which is being settled initially in some of the committee rooms which overlook the River Thames there in the Houses of Parliament. And that's the scene on the green, the familiar green outside the Houses of Parliament, where we hope Sir Graham Brady, the senior Conservative MP, will be appearing shortly to give us the news about when exactly the entire UK can expect the announcement of a new Prime Minister. The time now is 27 minutes past 7. Feels very odd to be saying that on BBC News at 6. Darren's with me. Hi, Darren.
Hello there, Hugh. Didn't look very green on the green, did it? I have to say. It's been hot enough already, but it's going to get even hotter this weekend. Let me show you today's temperatures. On a par with yesterday in Scotland and Northern Ireland. Just had the hottest day of the year in Wales, and the heat built through the Midlands into Yorkshire. Highest temperature west of London at Northolt, 32 degrees. That heat is still in place, which means it's going to be an uncomfortable night for sleeping. At least it's not particularly humid, and we do see some cloud and rain moving down into Scotland and Northern Ireland. Signs of some changes here. And as we head into the weekend, Scotland and Northern Ireland stay in that cooler air, but for England and Wales, the heat is going to build once again. And that's why we have this Met Office extreme heat warning covering most of England and Wales. We're going to see exceptionally high temperatures over the weekend, even hotter than today. Hugh.
We do not look forward to it. But Darren, thank you very much for the warning. Everyone's listening. Thanks a lot. Darren Bett there with the weather.
Hello again. Well, we've seen temperatures hit 32 degrees Celsius today. Could be a bit more data that shows some slightly higher temperatures, but for the time being, 32.7, the highest temperature of the year so far. Now, looking at the weather picture over the next few days, it is going to get a lot hotter than that as we head into the weekend. The Met Office have issued an extreme heat amber weather warning, where we could have some impacts to health and also infrastructure as temperatures are set to surge. Now, temperatures will be in the low 30s again across the hottest parts of the country for Tuesday. There's a brief dip into the high 20s for much of the rest of the week before we start to see those temperatures surging through the weekend and perhaps lasting into Monday as well. That's when the peak of the heat wave is going to hit.
Who's in Regent's Park for us this evening? Lizzie.
Hello, thank you, Victoria. Yes, I'm here in a very tranquil and still a very warm Regent's Park tonight. Now, we've seen temperatures rise over 30 degrees Celsius across much of the capital. Just up the roads in northwest London in Northolt, then we saw 32 degrees Celsius. But the actual highest temperature of today is still yet to be verified, and that will be done a bit later on this evening. But expect it to be really quite high. The heat wave continues as we head through the rest of the week.
From all of us, do enjoy your very warm evening. Bye-bye.